Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. Hi guys, it's your partner, ArchieLuxury. Now guys, we're coming to the video in the series, The Rolex Rules. And today's question is, how do you get a desired Rolex from the authorized dealer or boutique? Now, there's a number of techniques you can use to get this. Unfortunately, they're going to smell bullshit a bit of a mile away. Now, what I would do is, I seriously think the best thing you can do is, if you're talking to your sales associate at the store, either a dealer or a boutique, the best thing you can say is, hey, I know supply is very, very limited. I'm trying to get my husband, my boy, whatever the hell it is, a watch for his 40th or 50th birthday. Now this is, you got to make sure this is the case. If it's not the case, don't use this line. But I generally say your best thing to do is to just be upfront and say, hey, I know supply is very hard. You want to go in there at least 12 months before the said event. I would say this is the only way you can really try. It's a bit like gambling. Basically, go to an AD and say, look, I'd really like to get my husband, this is as a wife, I'd like to get him a watch, or even the man himself can say, I'd like to get a watch for my birthday. It's a big 0 birthdays would be great. Say, look, I'd really love, if you want a Submariner, so I'd really love to get a Submariner. However, you know what? I would settle on any Steel Sports. And I would say, is there anything we can do for me to get a Steel Sports? Beggars can't be choosers. You're not going to be able to pick and choose between a Sermon, a Batgirl, an Explorer 2, or a Sea Dweller. You've got to be very flexible and basically say, hey, I got a big birthday coming up. Is there any chance I can get, is there any chance I can get a special steel Rolex for myself? I know supply is shocking. I know how hard it is for you people. And I can imagine you get heaps and heaps of inquiries. Is there anything you can do? And that's what I would say. Now, the reality is, I gotta be honest with you, they're probably gonna pretend to care, but they're not gonna contact you ever again. This is reality. The worst thing you could do is go in there and say, I want to buy a Submariner, and get snappy and grumpy, because that's how a lot of people behave. They start to act like the jerk. Your best way to ask for a watch is if you've got an upcoming special occasion. It could be a A birthday ending in 0 would be good. A promotion or career goal. A marriage anniversary would be very good, like a really important one. That'd be the way I would swing it. I would say, hey, I want to ask you, I know how hard it is to get any stock. I know how hard it is. Is there any chance you could help me? My 50th is coming up. This is how I would say it. Is there any chance you can help me get a special watch for my 50th? Now, if you're happy to accept two-tone, I would say, guys, any steel two-tone sports, I'd be happy to go with. That's what I would say. Don't get angry, don't get grumpy, just handle it like that. And to be honest with you, you never know what you could pull. You never know your luck. You never know your luck. You could pull something. You never know your luck. And I gotta be totally frank with you, it's gonna be very hard, but you don't want to go in there, say, don't get grumpy or angry, you just say, and you don't want to try and talk to the youngest looking sales associate. Try to get one with a bit of grey hair who's a little bit older and say, hey, I got a milestone birthday coming up, or I got a big anniversary. I'm really hoping I could get a Rolex. Is there any chance you could help me get a steel sports Rolex for that occasion? That's what I'd try. Now, the problem is you got to be polite when they offer you what you don't want. They'll possibly offer you a two-tone date just. You say, you know, my lifestyle is I've always wanted one of the sports watches. The date just, my father-in-law had one. I never really liked him, and that's why I know it's silly, but that's why I don't want one. That's a perfect excuse to weasel out of the not-so-desired watches. And play your hand at that. That is probably the best way to go. I got a milestone. You got to give it at least 6 to 12 months and say, I got a milestone event, a birthday coming up. I'd really like to get a steel sports Rolex. Is there anything we could do? And I think you got to be flexible. If you're able to get an Air King or an Explorer one, you can't be choosy. You really can't be, beggars can't be choosers. Now, before you ask this question, you got to make sure, have you got enough money to cover it if they do call your bluff? Now, you don't have to have cash. You could have room on a credit card. Have you got enough ability to use that card to pay for something? That's what you've got to try and do. I think the best advice is play it very, very cool as a cucumber, and just say, hey, I got a milestone birthday coming up. I would love to get a steel sports Rolex. Any chance? I'd even consider two-tone as long as it wasn't too expensive. You say it wasn't too expensive because you don't want to get, say, a Yachtmaster 2 or you don't want to get a Datejust. That's how you weasel out of that. So I'd say, look, I'm looking mainly for a steel sports, any steel sports Rolex. Anything you could do for me. You've got to be flexible. If you say to yourself, you know, I really want the blue, Z Blue, and they offer you a black dial, well, you know what? you've got to be grateful you're offered anything, because these are so hard to get. If you're offered a Explorer 2, you've got to be prepared to take white or black. You can't be fussy, wussy. You've got to be prepared to take what is given to you. Now, you can say no, but they're not going to offer you nothing else. So, I think if you wanted to ask, the best way is to not be arrogant. Don't be nasty. It's to say, hey, I understand Rolex supply is very hard. I understand it's so hard to get anything. I understand your problem. You got to be sympathetic. Hey, I got a big milestone birthday or anniversary coming up. I was hoping to get a Steel Sports Rolex, any model. I'm not fussy. Is there anything you can do to help me? That's how I would deliver my pitch. I would go, if you're in a town with 2 Rolex dealers, go to both of them. Try the same line on both of them and give it a shot. Now, obviously, if you are lucky, I wouldn't be flipping it. I wouldn't be doing stuff. They don't like that. This is how you do it. Just be nice, polite, and you tell them, I understand how supply is so limited. Is there anything you can do to help me? That's how I'd pitch it. To be honest with you, there's probably a 90% chance they won't be able to do a damn thing for you. And that's life. That's life. That's the new form of scarcity marketing. But if you're going to deliver a pitch, that is how you do it. That is how you deliver the pitch. That's what you say. That's what you try and do. So go there. Don't be pushy. Look for an older essay. I got a milestone birthday coming up, or an anniversary, or whatever the hell it is. Is there any way you could help me be completely flexible? A Steel Sports Rolex. I don't care if it's an Air King, an Explorer 1, Explorer 2, GMT, Submariner, Sea Dweller. List out all the models you'd gladly take. Any way you could help me get one of these. That's what you gotta say. That is what you have to say. Now, I gotta tell you, it's gonna be very hard. It is hard. It's not easy. There ain't no easy way to say this to you, but it's tough. It is really, really tough. And, you know, it's hard. There's limited steel sports, limited steel. It's very tough, but that's the way. Pitch this line to them. Don't be angry. Don't lose your temper. Don't be an asshole. That's not going to help. Tell them you're aware of the market situation. That way, at least, they know they're not dealing with a newbie. And say to them, I'm trying to get something. I'll take any steel sports. You got to be flexible. If you will only take a sub, you fight. If you will only take a Pepsi or only you fight. You've got to be so flexible. Guys, that's the video for today. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Tell me what you think. I will see you in the next one. I'm your Pondiff, and I hope that works for you. See you later. Hey guys, check out one of my best friends, Jamie Opulence, on YouTube. Just go to Jamie Opulence on YouTube. A fantastic channel from my good friend Jamie. Check it out, guys. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Guys, I want to introduce a new service to you. ValueYourWatch.com. Proud supporters of ArchieLuxury. No seller's fees, no buyer's fees. That's right, guys. This is a trading platform to buy or sell watches. you can start selling for free. That's right. We advertise our paying for our paying subscribers on Google, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. It's a global platform. That's right, guys. Get $50 off the annual subscription by applying the coupon Archie when you check in there. But guys, you can try this for free straight away. Guys, you can start listing watches. ValueYourWatch.com. Give it a try and tell me what you guys think of that.
All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Feeling me, any me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Feeling me, any me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Feeling me, any me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck.
Like, subscribe, and tell your friends, and don't be afraid to get a paid review. $50 for a paid review. It helps me stay full-time on YouTube, and I will see you in the next one. $50 paid review. I can't survive on Google Ads. I need your support. And guys, you could also sponsor me on Patreon. Patreon allows you to pay as little as $1 a month to keep me on YouTube.
Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the pontiff goes. You know, some of my Pateks came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.